Hey everybody, and welcome to Leeroy Gaming, where today I'm going to be providing you with my Outriders beta review for the Devastator class. Now, in this video, I'm going to be giving you my personal opinion on the overall fun level of this class based on my experience. I have played all four classes extensively. My Devastator is actually my least geared character, probably the least played character, but don't let that fool you. And have you predict what you think I'm going to say about this class. I'm going to be also talking about his healing mechanic, my thoughts on his clear speed and survival potential. Then I will be providing you with my level 1 to 30 starter build that I recommend you try out when the game goes live, as well as the recommended skills potentially. And then finally, I'm going to show you an example of the gameplay utilizing my recommended tactics. So, because this video is extensive, do make sure to take advantage of those timestamps below. If you want to interact with me or if you have questions about this game or any other games that I play and stream, make sure to check me out on Twitch. I do my official streams every Tuesday and Thursday between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. Pacific, and I also do other random streams that you might be able to catch me on. And leave any other questions you may have in the comments below. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at the Devastator. So, first things first, personal opinion on fun level. Never have I had a class feel so bad and then with one little change feel so good. I'll be honest, of all the four classes, this was my least favorite class starting out. I do not whatsoever like his, what is it called, golem skill. I don't like the way it feels. There's not that much feedback on it. Yeah, you get 65% damage reduction, but I feel like there's like this battle. When do you cast it? And you don't get this feeling of, okay, I'm getting a lot of bang for my buck. Earthquake is pretty cool. Reminds me of the pyromancer ability, except it interrupts instead of this flame. It's not bad. I really do like gravity leap. It is one of my favorite abilities, but what had me change my mind about this class is when I got reflect bullets. So much better, in my opinion, than golem. So much cooler, so much more utility, and it just changes the fun level of this class. Now, I am aware of the other skills that you can get, like the Impale. There's a really cool ability at 22 that lets you kind of basically, it's like a little totem you summon and everything gets sucked to the center of it. And he does this like cool charge ability. And I'm not fully sure what's going to be the best primary ability. Like when I say primary, I mean kind of like the left ability. I'd be shocked if I do not maintain reflect bullets if I were to play this as a mainstay. And also gravity leap is just too good for mobility, for good damage, for interrupting. It's just a great ability on a decent cooldown. So this I feel is going to be a mainstay as well. But as I mentioned, the game went from this Devastator class being to wow, this feels really, really, really good. So again, still probably I don't know if this is a class I would main. Personally, it's because I like the other classes so much. This one's a tough spot for me. Part of it has to do with his healing mechanic. The fact that he has to be in close range to get the kill when he gets his kills, to heal with his primary effect. If you're using like the big leap ability, obviously if you're meleeing a lot in close combat, if you're shotgunning it, you're going to get that effect. But there are some abilities that are slightly larger range, and it just doesn't feel good when you use an ability like the little earthquake ability like this at further away, and you kill something and you don't get credit for it. So, I don't know. With that being said, he has some great healing mechanics that synergize and kind of make it so you don't rely on it quite as much as you level up. That make up for it. But I personally even liked the combination of health and shielding that the oh my goodness, the roguelike class. I am the trickster. Totally forgot the name for a second. Like that a little bit better as well. So that element, not as big of a fan of. Fortunately, he has a really good mechanic, and I'm going to show this really quick here. Um, that allows him to basically heal a percentage of his health. It's called anomaly in veins. So based on your max health, if you stack a ton of health, which you can, you're just going to auto heal really, really well. You combine that with being able to hide behind cover to heal even more in a pinch. And I like the fact that you get this synergy and Vim and Vigor, that it's not just for healing. You can then translate that to actually increase weapon damage. So with this one low node, this turns into not just a healing and survival game, but a DPS game. So I really, really like that about him. But you won't get that effect in the beta, obviously. Now, based on my experience, my thoughts on his survivability and clear speed. I think both his survivability and clear speed, if you use the right build, are going to be really, really good. More survivability than clear speed. You can make it so he kills things consistently, but he lacks that oomph, that a lot of the other classes have. So in this beta, you can overpower things easily and kind of manhandle things, but I just don't see the same burst potential with this class as I do with the other ones, based on some of the abilities I've seen. Now, this brings me straight to the level 1 to 30 starter build. This is going to be based initially by going off reflect bullets for your kind of survivability, your gravity leap for both your mobility, interrupt, get out a dodge card, and some decent kind of AoE kill power when things are grouped up. The first ability is up to you. Obviously, when you're first starting out, you're probably going to get Earthquake, but then you can choose to mess around with Impale possibly, or maybe, if you're playing in a group, you want to get this level 22 totem thing that pulls everything together. You could even do that and then gravity leap into the group of enemies. So a lot of options. Or do that and have them shoot you, use your reflect bullet, and blow them all up. So lots of options for that first ability. But when it comes to the class nodes, this is how I recommend going, and it's very heavy Warden build, really leaning into that survivability and turning that survivability into damage. So how do you build this? It's going to be a little different. It's going to be the first class that I would not necessarily rush the ultimate kind of node here. So what I would recommend is start by getting Colossus, which you have to get, and then get your anomaly in veins, your first tier of that. Instead of going ahead, though, pick up the increased armor. Okay, your armor is going to be your lifeblood. You want to survive, and then you want to heal through things. Then go here to Colossus, and then again, very unlike my other builds, go up to kinetic. This is going to help you so that you can use your your kinetic abilities more often, yes, but really you're getting it to get this node, Vim and Vigor. You're going to basically increase 10% extra weapon damage for every unlock anomaly in veins class node, and you're going to be picking every single one of those up. So right off the bat, you get 10% damage boost. That's not too shabby. But then as you go here to the right, you're going to pick up your second one. So now this is 20% damage already. In this build, am skipping the resistances. That's just for this build. You could mess around with it, but we're going to be going health regeneration and armor. Next, you get even more Colossus. Now, you do have an option here. If you're really struggling, you can get heirloom armor. When an enemy dies in your close range, 20% of the armor will be transferred to you for 10 seconds. Hold off as long as you can for this. If you're not dying, hold off. If you start dying and struggling, pick it up. But at this point, I would probably pick up another anomaly in veins, because that's going to give you another 10% damage. And then I would go right down to here and get Stone Circle. This just makes it so your close range factor is further away. So even if you're using the Earthquake, you're way less likely to accidentally kill something outside of close range and miss that health. Now at this point, optionally, just like heirloom armor, you can choose to pick up through the mob now or pick it up later. This is going to increase your armor by 7% for each enemy in close range. So this is a great synergy. If you're doing great, you can hold off onto it, but picking that up or pick it up right away. Regardless, what you're going to do at that point, once you make that decision, is pick up this 20% because this is consistent. Here, remember, you have to be surrounded by 3 enemies before this overcomes that 20% base. Then get more of your health. You are not going to be picking up Outrider Commander. You can technically if you temporarily till you run till you're max level, but I skip this. Then I'm going to get, at this point, you have to choose based off this. We only have room for one of these. So you can either get 10% more health, or you can make your protection cooldown 50% faster. This is probably the more consistent bet. But if you want to really stack that max health, you can go that option. So that's your dealer's choice. Then you're going to get this resist the mob. Unbroken Vow is something you will want to get. It's basically like the upgraded Phoenix ability that normally takes 2 node points for the pyromancer. But if you're a baller and you're not really dying, it's going to be a waste if you're really good. Otherwise, it's going to save you. And actually, I do apologize. It's not exactly like the Phoenix. The Phoenix is actually 100% health, like you die and come back. This is 100% to avoid damage and heal 50%. But still, it's a nice safety net. But remember, we only get 20 points. So if you're elite, you could skip this. You're going to go on to tank, get that extra 20%. Then you're going to get Overlord of the Battleground. This is huge. An additional 10% healing for each enemy that died in close range. So that's going from 24 to 34 healing on that. And then you're going to just get increased armor 20. We're ignoring, again, the resistance. And then finally, you're getting Mighty Tank. So increase firepower by 10% of your armor and increase anomaly power by 10% of your armor. So now all this armor you've been picking up is finally going to superpower you here. And at that point, you're going to mop up. You're going to want to go, and then you may have already done it beforehand. Whatever points you have left over here, you're going to potentially pick up this one right here through the mob. And again, at this point, you're probably going to also get Arlum armor, maybe already earlier, but definitely by this point. Because remember, when you kill things, you absorb armor. That's going to give you more firepower, more anomaly power. Everything kind of feeds off each other. And if you choose not to get Unbroken Vow, you could potentially, for example, get both of these. You can get the protection and the extra health as opposed to that. Again, min-maxiness, it's up to you. This is kind of the safe bet, but there's a little bit of flexibility. Now, this may feel really vanilla. It's nothing fancy. But if you build for max health, lots and lots of armor, which is what this character should be doing, you can either in solo just destroy everything, or in a group, just really play that tank role and get the attention of everything while everybody else does the crazy damage. So that is my recommended build. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at how this plays. Again, of all my characters, this is by far my weakest one as far as gear. In fact, let me show you. I think I still have like a gray item on here. Yeah, look at that. And 93 gray pants, 88. I mean, not even full blues. So let's take a look how I like to play this. And this is, I always find this hilarious. So start out, get right up on them. And then when you're surrounded, just go like this. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? There you go. What's nice, that thing charges up. You get all those bullets absorbed. And then, not mean to press that. There you go, and you blow everybody up. Notice my little bullet sponge is already up, so as I approach them, I'm gonna be like, come at me, bro. Now you can activate it early, but I like to really maximize it whenever I can. Boom. This goes through walls too, his little earthquakes. Do the other abilities. There we go. It's just thought that was relootable. Let's activate this again. As you come at him. That's probably a little overkill. Now there I procced it early, you'll notice. Oh, look at that beautiful bean footage. Now if you guys didn't know this, you can hit H for auto loot, and you'll pick up loot from anywhere on the map. It's not just like next to you. I did not know that for the longest time. So thought I'd share that with you. So you can just like leave stuff on the ground, and before you zone over to the other one, hit H and you'll pick stuff up. I normally don't like playing this in window, but when I record, I basically have to. So. Come at me, bros. Yeah. I didn't wrap that heal up. That's a good time. There we go. There's one little guy left. There we go. So just like that, the boss goes down. Again, not as bursty as some of the other classes potentially. Rough and rugged. I really like his little defensive little bullet absorption and shootout ability. Again, it doesn't always work perfectly. In examples I gave, it was semi-effective. I've had times where I time it perfectly and it just wipes out a whole room. So it is going to vary some from time to time. But the point is, you can make him very, very tough. And this is just with basically no nodes, horrible gear, and you're still able to just kind of own things and be survivable. So again, if you play him right with the right abilities, he could be really, really cool. I just personally still like the flavor of the other ones better. So, wondering which classes do you guys like? What's your favorite one? Which one are you gonna try? I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. And with that, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Leeroy from Leeroy Gaming here. See you guys.